in an hour. I need all these people shampooed and conditioned and out of my lobby. And I'm like, I'm sorry, well, who do you think I am? He said, I need everybody shampooed and conditioned. He said, quality and then quantity, never sacrificing one for the other. So he literally did a Mr. Miyagi on me, and wax on, wax off. So he built my speed up. He put me in the right frame of mind to know that I can do things rapidly. And he said, quality and then quantity, never sacrificing one for the other. Your first head needs to look as good as your last head. I don't care how long you work. If it's 1 hour or 10 hours, the first one should look as good as the last one. So trained me up, you know, and it was so momentous when I look back on it and think about everything that everyone deposited into my spirit. Didn't know that they were actually getting me ready for the entertainment industry, you know. And our beauty school wound up being one of the most celebrated as far as graduating hair and makeup artists that are in the industry still to this day. Candida Farmer, Pam Farmer, Kim Liu, some of the biggest makeup artists in the industry. Everybody came through Pacific Beauty College. And so it was just truly a blessing to be under their tutelage and to learn and grow through them. But I had been dating the bodyguard, and he had, you know, been in the entertainment industry working for a lot of other people, Ice Cube, Candyman, a bunch of other people. So he wound up getting the job working for Prince. So he had been with Prince. I kept saying, take me with you, put me on, give me a job. He was like, no, that's not for you. No, that's not. So I was working in the salon and doing photo shoots and getting my portfolio ready, because that was one of the main things that we had learned in different classes and hair shows, that basically if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, like Sugar Free say, you know. He said, so I had been building my portfolio, getting things ready, you know, never knowing. So one day I got to go on a video shoot with Coco, and took me on a video shoot, and I met Tanya. And me and Tanya, being hairstylists, you know, I'm going to look for wherever the hair and makeup artists are. I'm in there chopping it up with her. We talking like we had been knowing each other for years. And she was just saying, I think I'm going to quit. And I said, you are not going to quit. She said, yeah, I think I'm going to quit. And this was some time had went by. You know, we had been hanging out. Every time she come to LA, she would always call me. And she would say, you know, come hang out with me. We here at this club. Come hang out with me. Now, mind you, I'm underage, but I'm hanging with all these grown people, okay? So, but that's what the favor of God will do for you. Now, what my dad used to tell me, success is when opportunity meets preparedness. When the opportunity presents itself, will you be prepared? Now, when I used to hang around with Tanya and see on the video shoots, I saw, oh, she used this hairspray, oh, she used that blow dryer, oh, she used those scissors. I was literally copying her table. Everything that was on her table, I was buying it. So every time I leave, I'd go buy something off of her table. Never knowing that I would ever have the opportunity to work for Prince. I was just thinking, if she's a celebrity hairstylist, one day I might have the opportunity to do so. So I started duplicating her table. So, one day we were having a conversation. It was a video shoot. They had been shooting all day. She was exhausted, you know, and that's what happens when you up all day, because Prince will work you to death. Little did I know, come to find out. So she was like, I'm tired of living out of a suitcase. I don't want to do this no more. I've been doing this too long. You know, I want to go home. I want to get married. And I said, girl, you got the best job in the world. She's like, it's not what you think. And I said, I'm sorry. I think you have the best job in the world. And she said, Kim, it's not what you think. And, you know, little did I know, like once I walked a mile in her shoes, you know, did I see exactly what she was talking about? Because you got to be able to hang. Like most of the time, with what I learned is that Prince said that most people that work for him, they fire themselves, because you can't hang with his schedule. You try to outsmart him. You try to outdo him. And none of that is happening in his camp. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to go with the flow. You have to learn how to be a leader. From the trash man to the man that's on the microphone. Everybody has a job. Everybody has something to do. Everybody has a purpose. And you have to learn, do what you're called to do. And God will bless you right in the middle of whatever that is. You know what I mean? Like he used to tell me all the time, if you see a piece of paper on the floor, Kim, pick it up. Like this is about the ultimate goal. This is about everybody getting the job done. So my job at the end of the day was not only just being his hairstylist, but literally getting that man to the stage. So whatever that took, don't bring me no drama. Just get me to the stage. So I had to block a lot of things away from him that he couldn't see. I had to pray for him when he didn't know that he was being prayed for. I had to literally just stand in the gap for him to make sure that at the end of the day, like when you see that movie that Puffy did with the one guy that says, "Get him to the Met," it's that crazy. The entertainment industry is that crazy because at the end of the night, you just better get him to the stage. So it don't matter what happened in the meantime, long as you do your job to get him to the stage. Like people said when he died, I had a lot of his belongings, things because people were like, well, she was just his hairstylist. No, I was not just his hairstylist. I was his confidant. I was his personal assistant. I was his gopher girl. I was his, lean on me, bag on your mama sessions. We had all them good times together. So I was never just his hairstylist because nobody in his camp has one job. So trust me, one day I got cussed out for a fan not being on his table. And I said, well, wait a minute, my license say cosmetology. So I'm trying to figure out, how did I get cussed out for a fan? He said, Kim, you're going to mess around and make you lose your job. So guess what happened from that night forward? You better believe it was a fan on that station every night from the next day forward, for the next 20 plus years that I served that man. But yes.
So speaking of that, I mean, that's quite a bit. I mean,
I'm sorry, I just jumped ahead.
Listen, you are fine. Like, I'm sure everyone here wants to know about your experiences and what it was like. I mean, you're covering like stuff that I'm and sure everybody else wants to know.
Yes.
So just going off of what you're saying now, what makes you think that? What do you think is the reason that Prince wanted to keep you around for as long as he did? Because you were with him for 29 years.
Yes, I tell people that it was the God in me that saw the God in him. He had yes men around him, people that did exactly what he said. And I did too at times, I said, but like a lot of my friends would say, there would be days I would get talked about real bad or, in stuff that had nothing to do with me, mind you. So let's say the lighting didn't go right that night, but because I was the closest one to him, I was going to get it taken out on me. My mother would tell me, you got to get tough skin. This ain't about you. Sometimes you just need to pray for him. Sometimes and I truly believe that it was the God in me that saw the God in him. And he needed that around him. He needed someone that he knew that had his back and that would stand in the gap for him. On the days that we needed to be funny, on the days that we needed to be quiet. Like there would be some days when he would walk in, he wouldn't say a word. I know that was going to be the quickest day that he ever got his hair curled in his life because he wasn't playing that day. So I called the mean, he's a Gemini. So the mean twin, I call him Hollywood. So when Hollywood would show up and I would walk out the room, and all the other worker bees that was in the building in Paisley Park, they would say, they look at me and they know, like, is he cool today? Like, is he laughing and joking? And I look and I just shake my head. No, you see everybody, girl, they scatter like roaches. And I'm like, because that be the day you was going to lose your job. Somebody was going to get fired because some days he was joking and playful and some days he was serious as, he didn't play that. So you had to know what day was what. You had to know how to ebb and flow. I had someone that was literally playing and joking around with him one day, and he said, who are you talking to? You talking to me like you think I'm one of your friends. Like at the end of the day, he's your boss. You know what I'm saying? So now, mind you, 10 minutes ago, we could have been laughing and joking, but you better know when that face change and them eyes buck out and that eyebrows roll up, that he just turned into Hollywood. So you better learn who you're dealing with at the time. So that's one of the things that I tell my young hairstylists, that when you're coming into the industry, people would say, oh, if I was you, I wouldn't deal with him and he couldn't talk to me like that. I said, but you're sitting at home on your mother's couch and I'm sitting in a beautiful hotel in Switzerland. So please don't tell me what you won't do. So it's some things that you're going to endure. It's some things that you're going to, you have to, you're going to have to bite your tongue. You're going to have to deal with, because I traveled all over the world many times over with this man. It was just a beautiful thing. I was with him with some of the highest of his highs and some of the lowest of the lows with him, and it was just a beautiful experience to hang around him. And I'm just glad that God chose me to be a part of his journey.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
So it's Prince, so I'm sure he had a bunch of stuff, a bunch of weight on his shoulders. So I know I mean, according to you, you saw that sometimes. So were there any moments throughout your years working with him that you felt intimidated by him?
Intimidated. No, I would look in the mirror sometime and I'd be like, do you know who that is sitting in your chair? You know what I mean? Like, or when he would come in and play, like I remember he played, what's the song? Get Freaky, Let Your Head Bob. He brought the song in there and it was just a beat. He was like, so he used to play beats for me all the time. He's like, Kim, what you think about this? So some stuff I'd be like, and you know, there's some stuff I'd be like, okay, yeah, okay, wait a minute. He said, oh, you banging your head. That means that's a banger. Okay, let's go. So he go back in the studio. Then one day he came in and was like, I need an extra voice. I said, for what? He said, I need you to come in the studio. I said, I'm sorry, what? I said, I don't know how to sing. He said, no, I got computers. I can make you sound like whatever I need you to sound. He like, come on. It's the middle of the night. We in Paisley Park doing his hair. We done stopped doing his hair and went to the studio. Next thing I know, I'm in the studio with the headphones on. Get freaky. Let your head bob. Get freaky. I'm like, what? And the people don't know. I'm like, I'm on that song. Like, so yeah, it was just dope experience to this. Every day was just, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. You know, like when we talk about the braids, the buckwheat braids, that's what I call them. Had just did his hair. His hair was banging, flowing, feather, beautiful. I just did some highlights in his hair. Hair was beautiful. And so we walking down the hallway. He said, I think I want to do a photo shoot. I said, huh? It's the middle of the night. I said, you want to do what? He said, we're going to do a photo shoot. Go get Steve Park. So we run and go get Steve Park. Come back, he gonna do a photo shoot. Steve got the camera, everybody ready. On whatever Prince say, everybody ready. So Prince, we get there, we in the middle of the atrium. He says, I want some braids in my hair. I said, oh, okay. Like, we just did this pretty feather. Like, you want braids? And so I'm thinking I'm gonna part him off and get him all neat. He said, no, just pick it up and braid. Now, mind you, he tender-headed, so he don't want no bunch of pulling and tugging in his head. So he's like, okay, no, just pick it up and braid it. My cousin used to wear hair like this. I want my hair done. I was like, okay. So I'm picking it up and braiding. I said, okay, well, now you got these little pickaninny braids. Now all you need is some little bow rats on the end, right? And he said, yeah, go upstairs in the wardrobe room and tell them to bring me some ribbons. And I'm putting ribbons on the end of my hair. I said, wait a minute. Like Buckwheat little sister for real? Like, he said, Kim, go give me some ribbons. I said, oh my God. So I busted in wardrobe like, hey, we need ribbons right now. I said, this Prince got on a peach outfit. He want ribbons to go in his hair. I go downstairs, braid these ribbons into this man's hair. I said, he's not going to keep this hairstyle. Lord, that hairstyle wound up being on the front of Raven to the Joy Fantastic. I said, every outfit from that point forward had to have matching ribbons. If he was wearing black and red, I had to rebraid it with red, rebraid it with gold, rebraid it with black. I said, my friends called me and was like, what the hell is going on up there at Paisley Park? I said, hey, when you in Rome, you got to do what the Romans say to do. I'm going to give the people what they want. You hear me? I said, if he tell me to stand it up and make it purple, that's what I'm going to do. I said, so we came up with some kooky hairstyles in the middle of the night. Like, he brought a gorilla coat. I call it the gorilla coat because it's just fuzzy and stuff everywhere. One night, he said, Kim, can you make my hair look like this coat? I said, do what now? And I said, all right, Prince, sit down. Next thing I know, we done put all these little wacky ponytails in his hair. I pulled it up, sprayed it, made him look. And he did a full-out photo shoot with this big gorilla coat on, with these wacky ponytails. I said, Lord have mercy. I was like, and it always wound up in somebody's newspaper and somebody's, like one of my friends was like, do you know you a part of history? Like every time he made a move, your hairstyles are all over the world. I was like, oh my God. Like it didn't even sink into me that I did the damn thing. Like that was me collaborating. Like he collaborated on his music. Kim and Prince collaborated on hairstyles on a regular and came up. Some stuff was the craziest stuff in the world, but guess what? He told me he was the only one that could make it sexy. I said, well, all right, do you, boy.
That is everything that I imagine Prince.
Yes. I mean, could wear eyeliner and ponytails and buckwheat braids and what nobody gonna say nothing. And then we'll go to the concerts and in the front row would be women with the same hairstyles as him. And I'll be like, don't encourage him. No, like I want him to change that hairstyle. But he would not. He'd be like, see, Kim, you saw him in the front row. You saw they got my hairstyle. It was if he went short, they went short. If he went long, they grew long. If he wore streaks, they got streaks. So we were doing ombre before ombre was even considered a hairstyle, a technique. and Prince was wearing ombre hair color. So next thing I know, people in the audience was coming to the show with the ombre. So Kim Berry was putting it down. You hear me?
So what's like that? You mentioned all the hairstyles, and I'm sure like I'm sure there's so many you probably forgot. But
Yes.
what would you say would be the craziest of the hairstyles, or was that the
The
buckwheat?
buckwheat braids. Yes. I was like, I hated that hairstyle. I was like, God, please let him take it. Let him take that apart. No, he rocked that forever. I mean, then when it wound up on the cover of Raven to the Joy Fantastic, I said, that means it's cemented forever.
Yeah. You kind of
But
signature hairstyle then.
literally. And so, yeah, it was just, I said, okay, but I didn't question. If that's what you want, that's what you gonna get, brother. And so we made it, and like you said, he made it sexy. So, everybody wore it after him. So I said, wow, okay.
Prince,
Kendrick Lamar even wound up doing a rendition of them buckwheat braids. And I said, I said, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. You welcome, Kendrick. Yep.
so what is, I imagine it is just like crazy just being around him. But what would be, if you haven't mentioned it already, what would be like your craziest Prince moment?
Every moment, like you, it never was a dull experience. I wouldn't call any of it crazy because it was all so exciting and off the chain. Um, Let me see. I was telling them on my page the other day, Diamonds and Curls page. That's where people can find me, Diamonds and Curls on Facebook. So yeah, I was telling them on the page that we went to Ireland and we stayed in a hotel that it was a castle that had been transformed into a hotel. Well, in the hotel, me, the bodyguard, so we always stayed away from the band. So the band was in the city, because the show was the next day. We were like about an hour away. So we were in this hotel. So as soon as we pull up, Prince looks around, he goes, da 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 da. Right. So he was like, where are we staying, Kim? What's happening? I was like, I don't know. It looks pretty cool, right? It's like this old castle. And so we go in. And so the bodyguard was in his room and he was having paranormal experiences in his room. So he was like, somebody was knocking on the door. Nobody was at the door. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I'm going now, Princess Kim, come do my hair. So I'm getting ready to come down the hall and I'm going, I can hear footsteps walking behind me. Mind you, it's carpet on the floor. How can you hear footsteps? I can hear footsteps. And I kept looking back, nobody there. So I took off running with my bag and everything, running to Prince's room. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm running to Prince's room. So I get inside Prince's room. Prince said, is anything strange happening in this hotel? And I said, man, let me tell you, I was just in the hallway and I could hear footsteps and what no, it was carpet on the floor. And he said,
behind you.
Right. And he said, yeah, okay. He said, the heat keeps coming on and off in here. And I said, word? He was like, yeah. So we sitting up talking about, how our grandmamas used to be superstitious and how old stuff, they would talk about stuff happening. So as we're talking, on the table is an ashtray. And the ashtray split into 4 pieces.
Oh, no.
In front of both of us. Now, had it not been both of us, I'd have told him he was a lie. But it was both of us. And he said, like all the both of us are screaming. And so at the same time, the heat comes on, blaring hot in the room. I said, what the hell? And Prince said, call Wendy. Call Wendy. We out of here. Go get your stuff. No, don't leave me. Go. He like, get my stuff first. Let's go. He was like, we had to pack him up. I had just unpacked his whole room. And I pack and unpack him. It's me, him, and a bodyguard that rolls together all the time. I had just unpacked all his clothes, color coordinated, shoes, socks, got everything. He was like, Kim, no, because I was getting ready to leave him. He said, no, don't you leave me. Put my stuff in the bag first.
Well, I would have been the same way. Oh, you gonna leave me back?
Yeah, I said, well, wait a minute. That means I got to go to my room by myself. He said, you gonna be fine. I said, well, I'll be damned. I said, okay. I was like, what is going on? And so then when we get back to the bodyguard said, guess what, Prince said, I don't want to talk about it till we get out of here. So everybody run into the car and we get in the car. He would told his personal assistant, don't you ever book me in no shit like that. It was it was the craziest experience ever. Everybody had some type of experience in that hotel. And it had the bombest water slide in the middle of the hotel. When I tell you this place was amazing, but we did not stay not even 3 hours. We was out of that place. In 3 hours, everybody had some type of paranormal experience. It was crazy.
What hotel is this again?
I gotta look it up, but I know it was in Ireland. We was in Dublin, Ireland. I don't know what hotel, but it was an old castle that they transformed into a hotel. And I'll never forget that. That was one of the craziest experiences that I had ever had with him. I was just like, people would not believe me. Like, they would not believe that it happened. But when both of us looked at each other when that glass split, he was like, no, we out of here. He said, the ghosts don't want us here. We got to go. We got to go.
They didn't, or they just wanted to give y'all a scare of a lifetime. I'm sure that was.
Absolutely. I was like, this is some Scooby-Doo adventures up in here. I was like, what is happening? I was looking. It was amazing. But we went right on back to the Marriott in the inner city back. He was like, don't you ever book me at no mess like that.
The experience like that at JW or any Marriott or motel, would have been Motel 6 after that.
That part.
Now, you mentioned briefly your book, Diamonds and Curls.
Yes.
Yes. Talk to us about Diamonds and Curls.
Yes, Diamonds and Curls. Everybody grab your copy. So yes, the book is out. It's been out for a year. Actually, I'm getting ready to go into a reprint because I'm going to add some new stories to the book. Okay. So we're going to add some more pictures. We're going to add some new stories. But it is Diamonds and Curls. On the website, it is Diamonds, the letter N, C-U-R-L-Z, Curls. So that way you can reach me. You can go there. You can sign up for the newsletters that's going to be coming out. We're going to get the newsletters and let you know about all things that are Prince related. And when the book tour starts again. And if I may, I'd like to read a little bit from the book, if that's okay with you.
Go ahead. Read us a little something.
Okay, let's see. This letter is called, it's a letter to Prince. It's called I Weep for You. It says, I weep for you, for every lie they told on you, after all you contributed to the world at large, for every drop of energy you gave on stage, daily, yearly, never asking for anything in return, but for the crowd to simply enjoy themselves and be present in the moment. For every time we talked about the government mistreating the people of the world, and what could we do in our own communities to make a difference? For every person you had to pay to be around your genius, turn the light on. For every song you had yet to write, every stage you had yet to rock, for simply wanting to be normal, to get an iced coffee or a cheese on a stick in the mall, for never seeing your son Amir grow up. My heart is broken. But I can rejoice through the sorrow, knowing that you are now free. Praise God, you are free. We discussed time travel on in, atoms moving faster than light, transporting us to faraway lands, transcending time and space. Now you've made the ultimate transition. You are now like the Creator everywhere. Your music lives on forever. Everyone loved your beauty, your impeccable style and swagger. For every, sorry guys, my family talking in the background. Boy. You are now like the Creator everywhere. Your music lives on forever. Everyone loved your beauty, your impeccable style and swagger. For every monument around the globe, the day the world turned purple. The images from the four corners of the earth circulating daily remind me of the good times, of every memory from every moment that you existed. I smile as the memories play back in my mind that God allowed for me, Joanna's daughter, Sierra's mom, as you called me. This little girl from the hood did good.
Yes, she did.
To tell the story of how we moved across nations, presenting your greatness to the masses in methods like no other had or will ever. So rock on with your bad self, my brother and my friend. Even after your sudden and tragic departure, into the purple rain you strutted, the doves cried, and the band played on. Tribute after tribute, like a shooting star streaking across the sky. So glad we had the real thing, baby. See you at the exchange, Jess Prince, when we will exchange our cross for our crown. Kim Berry. So that's my love letter, my saying goodbye to one of the greatest icons in the world.
That he is. That was beautiful. That is beautiful. Obviously, it's very obvious just from that. I mean, and even the stories you tell that Prince gave you a lot of inspiration. And he did, I mean, he did and continue to do for generations to come. But now that he's, you know, God rest his soul, no longer with us, where do you draw your inspiration from now?
Still from him, you know, still from my father, God rest his soul, from my mother, from magazines, you know, even then, we would look for him for inspiration. We would look for overseas magazines, you know, Milan and Italy, and see what was happening overseas. You know, he wanted to stay ahead of the curve at all times. So I'm still, you know, doing photo shoots, still doing videos. I just did a movie with Cat Williams and did his hair. That's one of my longtime clients. So Cat Williams, DJ Quick. I've worked for Mac 10, Neo, Solange, you know, so I stay busy. So this is just, you know, this has been a huge part of the journey. So that's been an awesome experience. And so I've been able to put my stories into the book and let people know about how he inspired me. I have awesome artists who helped me. I don't know if you can see the picture here. Moises Sorrell, he's one of the artists who drew a lot of the pictures in the book. And so I have that you see Prince on this picture. He started with the fro and he ended with the fro. You know what I'm saying? So he went through all the different transitions, and Moises captured it beautifully. And so you'll see different types of artwork throughout the book. You will see, hey, sorry guys, you will see behind the scenes pictures in the book, so you guys can see that. I have different quotes and things that he inspired me with. I have, here's one of the pictures that Moises drew, and where he's sitting at the makeup table, you know, with his famous beanie on, and, you know, all the fans. I said, this book is a form of, not closure, but I wanted to be able to bring peace to the fans. What I did in this book was Prince's numbers were 3121. So I'm doing 3 books on one diamond. Prince is the diamond and I am the curls. And so I'm doing 3 books with 7 chapters in each book. So 3 times 7 is 21. So 3121. So Prince didn't do anything the same, and neither am I. So the book is based on all the facets of a diamond. So it's cut, color, clarity. So the stories that I'm telling fall underneath the color of a man, the clarity of a man. So here's a picture of me inside the book braiding Prince's hair. So that's when we stopped in the middle of Paisley Park and literally just braided him out. You know what I'm saying? So that was just really cool. So Steve Parks captured that picture and was able to, it's all over the world now. It's all over the world. And so it's just beautiful. Another, his name is Gary Card. He's another one. So in the book, we have a thing called the endorphin machine, which is one of Prince's hits. And in each one of these in the endorphin machine sections is the Prince's makeup habits, shampoos and conditioners that all the fans ask me, what did he smell like? What did he do? You'll find that information in the endorphin section of the book. So the book is not just, you know, stories. It's also telling, you know, how we laughed together, how we cried together, how we prayed together. We walked through Paisley Park and we had a Bible study. You know, the doves were actually, you know, singing. Those were his angels. He said they helped him to create music. So all of those stories, and you'll find the different little stories. And so back when we were kids, there was a book called Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boy Mysteries, and each book ended on a cliffhanger. So that's what I did with Diamonds and Curls. Each book will end on a cliffhanger, so it'll have you looking forward to the next book. So part 1 is ready. So everyone who doesn't have it, you know, if you got it, read it again. But like I said, I'm getting ready to redo part 1. So we're going to add some more pictures. We're going to add some more stories to it. It's going to be really nice. And then we're going to drop part 2. And so then we're going to go on the book tour, and it's just going to be a beautiful thing. And I'm just looking forward to, you know, God doing great things. So I tell people all the time, you know, be patient with me because God is not through with me yet. I go to the website. I got my t-shirt line is coming out. And also we have a Prince inspired hair product line that's coming out that Prince and I were working on before he passed away. And so I'm going to bring it to manifestation, and we're going to finish the vision that he and I set out. Because people always ask me, what did you put in his hair? And I was always I call myself in the lab mixing it and putting stuff together. And at the back bar, he was like, Kim, you always mix the stuff up. We should just make our own hairline. So that's what I've been working on now feverishly. We're going to get this hairline to the masses, and people are going to love it. And it's just beautiful. The smell is amazing. Everything about him was amazing. So I got to just continue the movement.
Yeah. So that's wonderful. Just tell us once again where we can all reach you, and we can buy, just in case we all missed it.
Yes. Diamonds and Curls. It's Diamonds, 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 the letter N, CURLZ. Diamondsandcurls.com. You can go there and you can purchase the book there. It'll take you to the Amazon link, or you can go straight to Amazon and type in Kim Berry or Diamonds and Curls, and you can get the book there. Either way, God bless you. I appreciate you. And you can go on Facebook and Instagram. I am Kim Berry on set, literally spelled out, Kim Berry on set. And you can find me, Kim B on set on Yahoo if you want to book me. And I'm just excited, like I said, about what God is about to do and through me and for me. I appreciate you guys for having me on your show. And I'm looking forward to, like I said, more great things. So I hope I can come back and talk to you guys when part 2 drops.
Yeah, I'm totally here for it. I mean, you got a wonderful spirit, and it's so nice just hearing like these stories through you and your personal experiences, because I mean, Prince was, I mean, we can't say it enough. He was a legend. He's still a legend. Like, absolutely. You feel him through the music. So it's just wonderful to get someone who is really close to him to share those experiences, because yeah, all of that we want. So what advice, if you could, I mean, I know you touched on it earlier, but what advice would you give to those who are coming in the field that you are in the beauty industry or any other profession within the entertainment industry? What advice would you give people like that who want to be on a set of some kind?
I would definitely say get around people who are doing what you are doing. If it's accounting, you need to be hanging around accountants. If it's makeup artists, you need to be hanging around other makeup artists. If you have to assist, if you have to intern, whatever the key word is at the time, but you need to get around the people that are doing what it is you want to do. Stay in the flow, because you never know. Just like I said, I happen to be hanging around Tanya, and Tanya quit, and I just happened to be there with my portfolio. Met Prince at the club and was like, I know you don't have a hairstylist. I said, I do hair. My name is Kim Berry. He was like, set it up. I got the salon ready. And that's because God had placed me. I call it the holy hookup. God had placed me in the right place at the right time. And, my mother was literally like telling me all the time, you stay prayed up. You call your things that you want out of the atmosphere. Get your portfolios ready, and the new portfolios are your Instagrams and your websites. And, you definitely have to have a digital footprint where people can contact you, where they can find you easily. Kim Berry on set, they can find you easily. You know what I mean? It needs to be something catchy, but something short. It doesn't need to be, Quanda Shanae and got it going on. No. Too much. So keep it simple. Keep it where they can find you. Keep it professional. Stay on top of your business cards. Stay on top of your website. Make sure that you have, like I said, that digital footprint is so important. Going live. These podcasts are so important. You have to stay literally in front of the people so that they can know what you're doing, how to follow you, what's the next move. It's just, it's so important now. I thank God for the internet age. So when I first got with Prince, there was no, Facebook or internet. So I had to just tell my friends the stories about what was happening. But then when I was able to literally share the stories and take people to Paris with me and take people to Abu Dhabi and take people across the world with me, it was just beautiful. So, I tell people that digital footprint is a major thing. You got to have Instagram. You got to have your website. You got to have, because that's your new portfolio. And they don't want to see what you ate last night. They don't want to see they want to know if you're a celebrity hairstylist, they want to see celebrity hairstyles. Or if you're a on-set hairstylist, because I also work on photo shoots and videos and movies, they want to see that's what you're doing. So you have to keep your page current. You have to stay on top of your game. So that when people come looking for you, if they type in LA Creative, Kim Berry's going to show up. If they type in celebrity hairstylist, Kim Berry's going to show up. So you have to hashtag everything. So I'm learning a lot of new things. I'm rebranding myself, because just like Prince, every album he came out, he was a whole new person. So now Kim Berry is coming from behind the scenes and now coming forward to the front of the scenes and letting people know that I am the brand now. I am the entity. So now that Prince, thank God, was a major vehicle that will take me around the world to be able to speak about him and his gifts and his love that he had for people. And so it's going to be beautiful for years to come. We're going to, like you said, his music will live on forever. Everywhere I go, we went into the grocery store, he was playing. I went into Burger King and he was playing. I was like, Prince, will you stop following me? Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? So it's just, his music is gonna live on forever. Like we tease him all the time and say, if we line up every one of your hits, like the music will never stop, because it goes, like the fans tell me about music that I've never even heard of. And so I'm going, they like, Kim, do you know this song? I was like, no, I just worked for the man. I wasn't actually a fan. So, and people were like, you weren't a fan? I'm like, no, I worked for the man. I served him as if he was God himself, because that's just what was instilled in me from a young child on up, and everything I did was as unto God himself. So it was just a beautiful experience. Like I said, that God chose me to walk alongside one of the most iconic artists in the world. So it was a beautiful experience.
Got it. That's awesome. All right. So since you're not a Prince fan, this last question I'm gonna ask you might be a little tough. You ready?
Yep.
What's your favorite Prince song?
Oh, well, yeah, Get Freaky, Let Your Head Bob. That's one of my favorites. No, I have so many. Let me see. Oh Lord, what? Dang it! Now that you're asking me, I'm drawing a blank. The Bridal Path Door. That's one of my favorites. I just can't stop writing songs about you. I love you so much. Like he done produced so many babies that came with that man's music. Oh my God! Oh my God. And he used to come to the side of the stage and he'd come off stage, change clothes. So he'd tell me, he said, Kim, what you want to hear? I'd be like, International Lover. He said, I can't sing that no more. I was like, Sexy Motherfucker. He was like, I can't sing that no more. I was like, well, stop asking me what you want me to sing. I was like, like everything I'm naming, I like Prince when he used to cuss. That's what I like, Prince. So, but yeah, I like all the jams. I like anything, the fast songs, upbeat, man, all the love songs. I love every love song he had. Of course, Adore is the jam. What else? Man, International Lover. That's my favorite of all times. And so, I have a lot. But yes, that's some of them.
All right. I mean, he made music for everybody, and it was. It's kind of a catch-22 question, because like you got your song that that you can relate to, but then you'll hear another song or a favorite from someone else, and
yeah, that's the jam too. Yeah. Yeah, until somebody bring it up, I'm going, oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah. So yeah, it was always cool just to stand on the side of the stage night after night and see this plethora of music coming out of Maceo and Candy Dulfer and John Blackwell and Cora Dunham and just Shelby J and Liv and Elisa. Like everybody was stars in of themselves, Chance Howard and Mike Scott and Mike Philly. Them was my dogs, and even I called them the new booties was, Marcus Anderson and all the horns and Adrian and all them was my boys. I loved them. So it was just a beautiful thing. When Najee came on the road with us, Patti LaBelle came out and hung out with us for months at a time. Like she would just be in Paisley Park cooking and just all kind of old good stuff, and it was just beautiful, because you never know when them doors open who was going to be there. Mavis Staples, oh my gosh, she loved on us so much. Shaka Khan was just so crazy. Shaka Khan would tear Prince a new booty hole, y'all. Like when I tell y'all Shaka Khan talk crazy to Prince, she did not play with Prince. I loved her because she kept it 100. Kim, take my drink and put it in the microwave. Like she heated up her Hennessy and her Cavassier. You know what I mean? Like it was just a constant experience in Paisley Park. It was always something. Angie Stone coming in there laying down tracks, and Erykah Badu, and like they would go in the studio. Like I can't wait to hear what's coming out of the vault because there was so much music and people. D'Angelo came by the studio and Prince was telling him, don't get caught up in the music industry, man. You got it. You're a star. They gonna do this to you. They gonna try to dog you. And I'll be dog if they didn't do exactly what Prince said. You know, because he had already been through it, so he knew what to tell D'Angelo. You know what I mean? Like it was just story after story. Like part 2 and part 3, Diamonds and Curls. Look forward. It's coming. So yeah. So but yeah, it was just an amazing experience. Like I said, to be around all those musicians, to stand on the side of the stage night after night and see all this wonderful music. Like now, everybody that concert I go to got a hard way to go because Prince made it hard for everybody because it's real music by real musicians. Like you can't come with no synthesizers. You can't come with you got to bring the funk. You got to bring the real deal. You know what I mean? And so I can't even go to a concert now because if it ain't for real, I don't even want to be a part of it. You know, so I love that part of it. He grew me up musically, you know, and at the same time, you know, I brought the family aspect to him, you know. So he used to tell us all the time, his family was the people that he had around him. He created his family. He didn't deal with his family members. He created the family that he wanted around him, his band members, his management, his security. He knew everybody. We were a tight-knit family. We loved on each other. We talked crazy to each other. But at the end of the night, get him to the stage. That was the end all be all. Get him to the stage. And some of the nights where I would stand outside his dressing room and he would be in his room singing Something That You Told Me, I'm So Into You by Peabo Bryson. And this was the concert. Before the concert, he would be warming his voice up and running to these beautiful melodies. And I introduced him to Kim Burrell. He loved gospel music. He would be singing to Kim Burrell. And like this boy was so deep and so well-rounded. Like he was such an amazing person. Like people don't even know how dope he was, you know. And it was just amazing just to see him not just being a giver and being a philanthropist. You know, I had a friend of mine whose son passed away tragically. And just all of a sudden, I went to him. I said, look, my friend is in trouble. We need help. I said, we need money to bury her son. He was like, write down everything you need. He cut a check the next day. Like, this is the type of stuff that people don't know nothing about Prince. This was the stuff that wasn't in the newspapers and on the television until he passed away, when they found out how much of a giver he really was. Like, my church needed computers for the kids for after school care. He bought like $20,000 worth of computers, like to make sure that the kids could do what they needed to do and program and code and do whatever they needed to do. He loved anything that had to do with children, performing arts. I'm a part of a group right now called the Youth, the Drama, Theater and Performing Arts group led by a sister named Nakima Taylor in Los Angeles here. Okay. Joe group, she, you know, homework club and performing arts, everything that they took out of the school, Nakima is bringing back and doing at different theaters around California. And this is what Prince was about. This was one of the organizations that Prince gave to and made sure. So I hate that when he passed away, that his legacy was not continued giving to these organizations that he was giving to. So now they're going to suffer. So I'm trying to encourage the fans to continue giving to organizations that Prince gave to, because the kids need you. The kids need you. So it's like we don't want to forget performing arts and acting and singing. And he said, because it helped with schooling, it helped with math, it helped with, you know, rhythm, it helped with, you know, everything. He was like, Kim, put your kids in performing arts. I'm telling you, math skills are going to go up. And, you know, he was so just dope and well-rounded. Like, just to be around him and see him prepare the stage every night and give to different organizations. He was such a well-rounded, just awesome guy. It was just, it was amazing. It was amazing to be around him.
The spirit is resonating through you right now. I just feel all that energy off of it. Yeah. That's all I got. It was wonderful hearing you, meeting you, and hearing your stories and Prince's stories we lived through you. It was really awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And let us know myself. Let Drina know. For those who don't know, Drina is
Hey, Drina girl.
owner of HD Magazine and responsible for getting the wonderful Miss Kim Berry on board. So yeah, Kim, you got it. Drina, you have anything you want?
Mute this.
Drina?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
Okay. I'm trying to put, okay. Can you see me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your support. And you are a legend yourself.
Bless you, sis.
Really.
Bless
You are. And I really respect you and I appreciate you. And your energy was so amazing.
Thank
Really amazing. And it's encouraging for me because I'm a hairstylist as well. And so you gave me through a lot of gems today.
Thank
a lot. I really appreciate it. And of course, we want you back.
Thank you.
We want you back, and we will be purchasing a book for sure. Yes. You are such a beautiful person, and thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And I want to say hi to all the fans. I see you guys out there, Ivy and Kim and Shelly. And I be calling like Romper Room on my Facebook and IG page. And I just want to say thank you guys for coming and, being a part of my journey. So yeah, go to the website and you won't miss anything that we do. Diamondsandcurls.com.